It's 8 o'clock. I just woke Ford up and I had just gotten out of the shower. So I am going to get ready, and today we're going to do a day in the life. It's Melissa from The Little Ford That Could. It is now 8:24. We are not early risers around here, so we're generally night owls. We don't get up real early. And during this quarantine, I believe we're on week 8 of quarantine, we're getting up even later than usual. So if you don't know, I am divorced and remarried, and my 2 older kids are often with their dad. We have a 7 and 7 schedule, but since we homeschool, on his weeks when they're with him, he drops them off here in the mornings at about 8:30 for school, and then he picks them up after he gets off of work. So it works out really nicely. So they're actually not here yet, but should be here any minute. And we are going to get some breakfast for tonight. And then once the big kids get here and we've had our breakfast and cleaned up the kitchen, then we'll get started with school. Today is not anything super special, just documenting a day in the life during quarantine, and at some point during this video I'll just share my thoughts on quarantine. Well, some of my thoughts, not all of them. I don't want to be controversial. Anyway, so it's almost 8:30. We're about to get some breakfast and wait for the big peeps to get here so we can start school. Okay, it's 8:59 and we just finished up cleaning up after breakfast and we're about to start school. Alright, so we're doing Gather Round Asia Unit. We're on lesson 6 today, which is where, Ford? Do you know?
Cambodia.
Cambodia. Okay, so who's gonna find Cambodia on the map today and scratch her off?
I do not.
Oh, there it is. It's right here.
Alright, scratch her off. What color do you think it's gonna be under there?
Red. It's light green.
It's
Light.
yellow.
It's lime
Well, I
green.
have an idea. It's gonna be light green.
Hey, can I scratch them off?
Sure, she'll let you scratch part of it off. Won't you, Lou?
1 sec.
It's really hard to see.
You see the white line? This one?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
drink some coffee.
This one.
Coffee.
Doesn't pass that line.
Oh, look at that! It is light green.
Lime green, boy.
It's light green.
Right there.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it?
No.
10:37 and we are pretty much done with school already. We started right at 9, which is typically when we start. I decided to come and sit outside for a few minutes. It is a little unseasonably cool here for us. So it's feeling kind of nice out here, although it's supposed to be 80 today, so which is still a little cool for us this time of year. But anyway, it's just beautiful outside today, so I thought I'd come outside. The sun's a little bright, so I apologize if the lighting on my face is not the best. I think I just made it worse. Anyway, so we are a little light on school right now. You saw that basically all we're doing right now is gather round and math. And so for some people, that's all they do. For us, typically we do a little bit more than that, but we've pretty much finished with everything else that we were doing this year except for gather round and math. And so we sort of are going to be loosely schooling year round. What I mean by that is we're going to continue to do gather round and math through the summer. Although we will take some time off. The kids will go with their dad to North Carolina to see their grandparents, and they'll do a week of summer camp, hopefully, assuming summer camps are back open. So it's not like we're going to be schooling, every day through the whole entire summer. We will probably also take the month of July off. Well, Brooks will probably still do math. So Brooks is behind on math. So if you noticed in the clip of his math, he was on lesson 2. That is because we were playing catch up with math for the majority of this year, and he's just now finally starting 7th grade math. And so that's one reason that we school year round with math, because he was a little bit behind. And then if you notice, Olivia was on lesson 1. That's because she has actually finished 7th grade math, and I'm going ahead and moving her on to pre-algebra, which is technically her 8th grade math. But we're going to go ahead and start her on that, because that will either mean that she can fit in one more upper level math before she graduates high school, just to kind of bump up her transcript with an extra math. She wants to do a science career, so science and maths are really important for her career goals, so it's not going to hurt her to do an extra upper level math. We'll see what happens when we get to senior year. We may just not do math that year, if we've finished everything and we feel like we don't want to add in another advanced math. But anyway, that's why we're continuing to do math, even though she's finished with it. And then Ford, we're still working on his kindergarten math, so we're a little over halfway done with that, and we'll keep doing that, and we should be done with that probably by July easily, and take July off for him. And then in August he'll start first grade math. We are a little bit behind with him on math, just because if you are new to my channel, he does have a chronic illness, and so there are some days when he is just not feeling up to school. So generally speaking, I don't make him do school when he's having a rough day, an off day. So we are a little bit behind on his math. But like I said, we should still finish it by July without any problems, and then start his first grade math in August. Technically, he's supposed to be in K4 anyway, so he's way ahead. So I'm not really concerned about that. So we're just going to keep plugging along on his kindergarten math. He really enjoys it. We use the Good and Beautiful math for him, and he loves it. And then teaching textbooks is what we use for the older kids. So like I said, it's not quite 11 o'clock yet, so now that the kids are done with school, they basically just have free time. They spend a lot of time outside. They do get some screen time, which is what they're doing right now. Brooks has a flight simulator that he likes to practice flying, and so I let him do that. And Then Ford is building Legos, and then in a little while they'll probably go outside. They like to play outside the most, which I'm thankful that they like to do that, really more than they like their screen time, which is good, and on such a beautiful day. So I am going to get some things done around the house. I'm actually, shockingly, I'm caught up on laundry. I feel like I shouldn't even say that out loud because that'll jinx me. I'm going to do some other things around the house. I've got some budgeting and bill paying to do, which is never fun, but I've got that to do. We own our own remodeling and repair business, and so I've got some administrative type things I'm going to be doing for that. So I'm going to do that for about an hour, and then we'll have some lunch. And then we're excited because we have a local gourmet popsicle company that we have loved for many years now. One of our favorite things about it is that they do offer some allergen-free pops, and they are delicious. They are really delicious, and they've been traveling all over our city since the quarantine happened to different neighborhoods, kind of like an ice cream truck, but with gourmet popsicles. And we've been begging them to come to our neighborhood, and they finally are coming today. So they're supposed to be here at 1, so that's perfect timing for dessert after lunch. So we're gonna probably grab a Frios pop, and then the rest of our day is kind of just free. Kids will play outside. The big kids are with their dad this week, so generally never 100% sure when he's coming to get them. His schedule is fairly flexible, so some days he's here by 2:30 or 3, and some days he's not here till 5 or 5:30. So he usually just plays his workday by ear, and he'll usually text me when he's headed home from work, just to be sure we're done with school, and if we are, then he'll come get the big kids. So anyway, I don't know how much more of the day I'll film, a little bit more, but that's kind of what our schedule is like today. Nothing too major. Our beaches are back open here, and so I'm really contemplating going to the beach one day, although it will probably wait till next week just because it is a little cool this week. But it's supposed to be warming up, so we'll probably go to the beach one day next week. But so the other thing I wanted to share with you is just my thoughts on quarantine. So we're people, and this has been really hard for us. Everything we had going on, co-op and extracurricular activities, t-ball, horseback riding, civil air patrol, everything pretty much was canceled, and so we're like on eight weeks of that now. I think Brooks still does have his CAP meeting, but it's virtual, and it's just not quite the same. I mean, it's still good, I think, for him to see all the cadets and the senior officers and everybody, but it's just not quite the same. He'll be excited when we go back for that. He also does virtual therapy today's Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. He does virtual therapy with his speech and language pathologist. So we do have that today also. But other than that, we're just having a relaxing day the rest of the day. But I know there are lots of thoughts and feelings about stay at home and safer at home and all of these policies that are being put in place around the country. And I know that it is a controversial subject, and so I'm not going to get into it too much, other than to say it has been hard for us. We are sort of over it. We have had some friends over to swim. We probably will have some friends over to swim again. And not to say we're not being careful, we are, but we are ready to have our people back in our lives. I have also been, I don't know if you noticed in that clip of Olivia doing her math, there's music equipment all over my front 2 rooms because we have been live streaming a concert from our house the past 2 Friday nights in a row. Well, it was supposed to be the past 3 Friday nights in a row, but the weather rained us out this last Friday night. But so I'm a musician, and one of my best friends is a professional musician, and as you know, it has really hit musicians hard, this quarantine thing. And so he and two of our other good friends who often play with him have come to the house out on our back deck, like I said, 2 Friday nights in a row. And we have live streamed basically their concert and taken requests online and had a virtual tip jar for them and to help them make a little money while they're not getting any income right now with everything closed. So that was fun. I don't know if we're going to do it again this coming weekend. We're sort of waiting to hear about what our governor is going to do about restaurants. Our restaurants did open back up for dining at 50% capacity. But from what we understand, they are not allowed to have live entertainment yet. So that leaves most of the musicians still without work. Although another musician friend of mine said he's playing at a local barbecue joint this coming Friday night, which also happens to be my birthday. Anyway, so I haven't talked to my friend about whether we're going to do another concert this weekend or whether or not he's going to be back playing at his normal piano bar where he normally plays. But anyway, so we've done that the last 2 weekends, and that was life-giving for me to have some people here at my house. We did not have more than 10 people, which was the rule. He came, and the 3 musicians were here, and his wife was here, and then one of my friends that lives, that's my neighbor and also a good friend of mine, was here. So we did not break any rules at all. We followed the policy. Everybody was 6 feet apart. But we did grill out beforehand and get to have dinner together and just see each other and be with people again, which was really nice, both of those nights. And then we also had them over for Cinco de Mayo too, which was fun. And we had a taco bar and just didn't play music, but just hung out, which was great. So we are sort of slowly getting back to real life because we just desperately need to. I desperately need to. It's been really hard for me. I'm very much a social person. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on with us in quarantine. I have a lot more thoughts I could share, but I don't need any hateful comments on my video. So I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to get inside and do some stuff for our business, and my Fitbit's telling me I need to walk. So I'm going to walk back inside and get some work done for the business, and then we'll probably see you in a little bit. All right, how's it taste, everybody?
Well, it's obviously gonna taste
Ford, how is it?
Good.
What kind did you get?
Pink lemonade.
All right, B, what kind did you get?
raspberry.
Raspberry lime. How's it?
It is loud.
Hey guys, so it is 3:39, and the big peeps just left with their dad, and we've had a good afternoon. The kids have been playing and doing some art projects. Brooks had his therapy, and I am doing a little homeschool planning. As you know, it's time to start planning for next year, which is crazy to me. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. And then my husband will be home a little later, and I'll start dinner. But for right now, I'm doing a little more work here at my computer. Hey guys, so David's home and my kitchen's a mess, don't judge. And dinner is going. It doesn't look that great, but it's one of my favorite meals. It's called green spring chili. It's a Rachel Ray recipe that I discovered years ago and I love it. And so it's allergen free and delicious and light and healthy and yummy. So that's what we're having tonight for dinner. Normally Tuesdays are Taco Tuesdays here, but we had some things over the weekend not go as planned, and so this was supposed to be Sunday night's dinner, and then we didn't have that Sunday night, and so I had the turkey already thawed, and so it just didn't make sense to thaw ground beef for tacos. And I could have done turkey tacos, I guess, but I wanted to do the green spring chili because I love it, and so that's what I did. And David's home.
Hey.
And so that's probably gonna be it for my day in the life today. We're gonna eat some dinner and relax. My husband works really hard, y'all. He comes home exhausted every day and I feel so bad for him. So and he does not love to be on camera. So I'm not gonna torture him by dragging this video out any longer, but it is, let's see, it's 5:49, and like I said, Ford is outside riding his bike in the driveway. I can see him right out the window, so it's safe. And David just went out the back too to do a couple of things with the pool, I think. And I'm still at the computer working. But once dinner's ready, we'll eat dinner and we'll probably veg in front of the TV, to be quite honest. So I hope you enjoyed this day in the life. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Remember, this is not a typical day for us. This is a really laid back day. Quarantine life, am I right? And let me know that you liked it by giving the video a thumbs up, pretty please. And check out some of my other videos. If you're new to my channel, I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you'll stick around and press that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time.